What up? What up? What up? I know it's been a minute, but I am here live in the flesh. Live in the flesh. Yes, it is I. Back again to do another video. I want to talk about how and when do you become comfortable in your skin? And the answer is you don't. You never do. You learn to be uncomfortable in your skin. That's the best that you can do in this life. And my recent the last few years have taught me so much about that, because so life is funny. You have something that you come here to express. All of us do. We all have a purpose. We all came here for a reason, most of us. Some people are NPCs and background noise, but that's another conversation for another day. But for the most part, those of us that are into the type of shit that I'm talking about right now, that I talk about, we all came here to do something very specific. And it's a universal thing for all of us. And it is to be our true selves, to figure out who we are and express that in whatever means and method that is aligned with our truth and our constitution and our heart. And we can get into these places as humans where we feel like we're not good enough. We're not ready to share what we know because we're not perfect, or we haven't gotten to the place of where we're good enough to be free of ridicule, or possibly being picked on, or possibly being put in a place of where you feel like you have imposter syndrome, things of that nature. And those things can get in the way of us expressing who we really are. But that's the whole point. You see, if you came here to be yourself, and you came here to show yourself for who you really are, that includes all of the flaws, all of the scars, all of the acne, all of the weight that you put on, all of the confusion, all of the insecurity, all of that comes along with it. But see, we want to work on getting the insecurity out the way, and then I'll do what I came here to do. And that defeats the whole purpose. That defeats the whole purpose. And then you end up in the space of a lot of people who have sold their souls, and they've forgotten the foundation of what this is all about. And in order to stay out of that trap, you have to learn how to be uncomfortable with yourself forever. Because I'll use myself as an example. Last few years, I've had a lot of skin issues, and that got in the way of me wanting to do this, even though I know this is what I want to do. And, disease, whether you, no matter what it is, whether it's acne, a headache, getting a cold, blah, 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 it all deals with some form of resistance. Something that you're blocking from being expressed. Because when you bust an acne pimple, right, what are you doing to it? You're expressing it. Okay? Anything that is a blockage that's causing inflammation in you, which is all types of disease, is basically nothing but inflammation. All of that is, you boil it down, no matter what it is, whether it's cancer, that's chronic inflammation. Headache, that's inflammation. Inflammation means to be inflamed. It's anger. And what are you angry at? You're angry usually at yourself for not doing what you came here to do, and not doing what you want to do. And you're angry at yourself for being a coward, and because you're the one that knows that you're not putting yourself out there. You're the one that knows you're hiding. Nobody else knows this, but you know it. And it makes you angry at yourself, and it causes inflammation, and it causes dis-ease within yourself that creates blockages from that keeps you from expressing what you want to express, but you don't feel you're good enough to do it yet because of surface level things, superficial things that don't matter. And it does, and I get it, especially in this day and age on social media, where everybody's big and bold in comments and online and everything else. But you got to remember that stuff don't even matter. Like, what you want to do. Do you know how valuable that is? The people that's in comments and on social media, even if they're a big name, social voice, they spend their time and their notoriety is based on people that they talk about, whether it's politics or celebrities or whatever. Do you know how valuable it is to know with specificity what you want to do? And if you are one of those people that knows with specificity what you want to do in this hellscape, that takes 85 to 90% of the pressure of life's bullshit away. Because imagine being down here with all the stuff that you have to deal with day to day, and you going through it with no rhyme or reason as to why you're doing it. That's fucking hell, okay? And so while you can get caught up in that from keeping you from putting yourself out there and letting yourself be seen, and it's completely understandable, understand that the desire and the yearning and the knowing to do the work that you came here to do puts you above all of that. It puts you above all of that. And it don't even matter. And you have to ready yourself for battle, because you can't avoid that type of stuff from coming. You have to take it in stride with everything else. But you have to answer the call at some point, because that's what you came here to do. You came here to answer the calling of your soul. And everyone that is called does not answer. And that's okay, because you're going to come back to this motherfucker over and over and over again until you get the courage to finally answer. And you want to answer. So answer. Give yourself a chance to answer. Because the more you resist yourself, the more you create dis-ease within yourself. And it's just you trying to get your own attention to ask yourself to have faith and trust in yourself and let go. Because you know deep down what you need to do. You know deep down, if you would just trust and let go, everything's going to work itself out. But you don't want to deal with the pain. There's going to be pain. There's going to be discomfort. But as with life, that's a part of it. You didn't come down here knowing it was easy. You came down here because you knew you had something to do. You knew you had something to contribute. And you knew you had what it takes to deal with all the bullshit and get it done regardless. So you don't ever fully get comfortable in your skin, because you can't go about life from a physical to then emotional approach. That's backwards. And that's what we usually try to do. We try to get the money and then I'll feel secure. We try to get the bigger house, then I'll feel secure. We try to get the bigger car, then I'll feel secure. If I get the better job, the better title, if I get the better relationship, if I get this, then I'll be okay. But what that does is makes you become a slave to whatever it is that you think is outside of you to make you whole. You have to know that you're whole within already. And then you can play around with all this stuff that's out here like it's a sandbox, and you're not bound to it like a slave. Because most people walk around day to day bound to things that they think that they need to make themselves strong. But all that does is perpetuate the idea that you aren't good enough on your own as you are, which is what you came here to realize. You came here to realize that you're good enough as yourself already. You're perfect already. And until you learn that, you'll keep reaching further and further away from yourself for things to bolster yourself until you get tired of it. And that's the place where you get to, where you get depressed, or you get to a crossroads in life where you're asking yourself to come home. You're asking yourself to come back home to yourself and realize that the thing that you're looking for was yourself all along. You just wanted yourself by your side, but you tell yourself, no, I'm not good enough. I'm gonna go out there somewhere, get something, and then we'll be okay. that ain't how this works, you know, because if you keep going about it that way, you're just going to keep ending up on the same hamster wheel that you can never find a way to get free of. Because it's not about the bigger house. It's not about more money. It's not about, well, when I get this, that. It doesn't matter what it is. You have to figure out a way to get the shit done regardless of what's going on, regardless. Because if you keep basing your sense of peace on things outside of yourself, and I don't care what it is, whether it's family, whether it's politics, whether it's the gas price today, whether it's, you know, what you got in your bank account, whether it's whatever, the weather, you know, you have to get to a place where you are spiritually adept, because you will make yourself handicapped, basically. And if you are, you know, to be spiritually handicapped is worse than being physically handicapped, because at least if you have your spiritual strength and you know that what's going on with your body doesn't determine how much love you're worth, you're a lot stronger than somebody who has perfect skin, perfect body, perfect set of muscles, all the money in the world, can use all their limbs. You're in a lot stronger place, because their whole existence is resting on whether or not they lose that thing. And that's the place that I had to grow from, because it was very difficult. Because when I tell you, my skin used to be flawless to the point where people thought I wore makeup, and I didn't want to accept this version of myself, because who am I to talk about spirituality and peace within if my face looked like a train wreck? But at the same time, my face looked like a train wreck because I was trying to teach myself the lesson of you go when you're not ready. You show yourself as you are, even though you're not ready. You accept yourself as you are, even though you have insecurities, because that's the whole point of what you came to do. So if you're waiting until your skin clears up, your skin is going to keep getting worse, and you're going to keep, because you're continuing to resist what your heart is calling you to do. No, right now. And if you've ever had your soul pull you towards something, you know what I'm talking about. It's torturous. It's torturous. And when you don't want to face it, it shows up on your face. So this goes to anything in life. And so you have to learn to get beyond the things that you use as you continue to progress through this life. Your life is going to continue to show you the things that you're using to hold yourself up in an artificial way. And that's not to say, because when my skin was on fleek, I wasn't using that as an artificial thing to uphold myself. But I had moved into a space where I knew it was time for me to grow and evolve and leave a version of myself behind. And skin was still fleeky, right? But as I continued to resist the growth that I was asking for of myself to allow myself to be seen, the stakes keep escalating and shit keeps getting worse, you know, because things start small and you start little things with your health going this way, showing you this. Okay, you gonna answer now? No, I'm not ready. I'm gonna just ignore it. I'm gonna just, I'm gonna cover it up. I'm gonna buy 5,000 skin products and use that to try to get myself to even though I know the root of all of this is me not listening to myself. No, I'm Korean skincare, microdermabrasion, this, that, and the third. When I know the root of all of this is me not listening to myself. And so now it's at a place where it's like, whether my skin gets clearer back to where it was before or not, it doesn't fucking matter, because I'm doing what I came to do. So I hope that helps with that question, because it's always going to be something. But that's the beauty of life. We came here to evolve constantly. You have no limitations. The God you knows this. And the God you is guiding you while you're in this limited body. And the goal is to get to the place of where this limited body doesn't hold you back from anything truly. Because that's the name of the video game. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, man. Don't Don't let anything stop you. And don't worry about how long it's going to take you to get to the place of where you're ready either. Take each day as it comes. If it takes you 30 years, so what? The yearning and the fact that you want to do it is enough. But also know that you also must answer the call at some point, or the resistance is going to continue to build. Just like a pressure in a pipe that's ready to bust. That pressure needs to be expressed and released. And that release comes through creativity. And that creativity shows up in whatever form your soul has called you to do while you're here. That's all I've got. I'll be back later. Hope you have a great day. Bye.